everybody, for another edition of the Club Cool podcast. I am your host, Barrett Dudley, and I'm in the Washed Media Studios, brought to you by Washed Media. Joining me back in the lab today, it's Phil Battaglia.
Yo.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Chilling.
Big day today.
Oh, it is?
Yeah,
I keep forgetting.
Club Cool is back on the air.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Tuesday, November 3rd. Never forget it. This was the day, the day that we recorded a podcast after you had been absent for a week.
Yeah.
It's nothing that anybody will forget anytime soon.
High anxiety.
Yeah, it's a really crazy day. People have been talking about it. I was at the grocery store buying toilet paper last night, and
just in case
this podcast just really flew off the rails and started causing, civil unrest, just having people run amok. I had to lock down the TP for my bunghole as
Oh my god! Can you insert like a Beavis and Butthead thing?
I made that joke to Laura just about going to get.
Did she love it? I'm sure she loved that.
Yeah, it went over super well. But yeah, big day in history. What you got queued up for this evening? Just out of curiosity.
I'll be at work.
Yeah?
Yeah.
No sleep, no rest for the wicked.
That's right.
Okay. So that sounds fun.
Yeah, there's going to be, I guarantee that this is the biggest wine sales day that we've had since I've been with Tom's.
I had one glass of wine last night. It's hard liquor tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we consistently set records during the debates.
Okay.
So for tonight, forget it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's people are going to be
down.
Do you think that what I'm thinking about is like the Michael Scott scene where he's getting ready to see if Holly comes in from Christmas Vacation with like the ring on her finger or not?
Yeah. And
he puts like 2 bottles of Johnny Walker in the happy box and in the sad box.
Yeah.
So that's my vision for people tonight. It's like they're I don't know whether they're getting like the expensive bottle for the happy box or the sad box, but
we'll see.
But
we've got both.
I don't know if you saw this, but in the Discord, in Phil's Cocktail Corner, I posted up. Last week or maybe over the weekend, I was went to Total Wine, did a stock up. I was out of gin. Just been crushing the gin over the course of the pandemic. Had really good luck with the St. George's, the Terroir, and the Bottenvor.
Yeah,
that's what it's called. There's the 2 different types. Great gin. This time, Plymouth is always like a gin. It's the Plymouth gin. It's like another subset of the gin varietals. And I went for the Navy Strength, super highly rated. Like it's supposed to be crazy good, and it is 57%.
Go easy.
And I mean already when I like make a Vesper or a Martinez, that's like a buzz. That's like a 1 cocktail buzz.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
And now you're gonna be.
And now I'm ratcheting it
You're
up.
You're ratcheting it up.
I'm going Navy.
You're gonna have one of those
Navy
tonight.
Strength.
You spinning one up?
Yeah, you bet your ass I am.
Damn.
What I don't know is if I'm going. I haven't decided if I'm gonna go. I've got some olives right now, so I could just make a classic martini.
Ooh, that would be. So what's in the Vesper? Is it as ginny, as boozy as a classic martini?
It's arguably more boozy because a Vesper has both gin and vodka.
Huh. Ooh, man. Godspeed tonight. You're gonna be lifted.
One Vesper and like that's like a tilt. You know what I mean? Yeah. So with a Navy, we'll see how it goes with this Navy Strength gin and 1 Vesper.
Yeah.
I don't know. But this is the night, man,
And then later tonight, we're going to do our wall-to-wall coverage of the election results.
Yeah.
Aren't we?
No.
We'll have the board up.
I mean, you never know. 1 Navy Strength Vesper, and I might be going live on the...
that would be good.
On the IG.
Good content.
So, yeah, big day for all of us. New podcasts and... just a lot going on in the civic sphere, if you will.
New podcast, new president too.
New podcast, new president. That's the motto. It was Halloween this past weekend.
Your outfit was fire.
Thank you. We talked. You you missed our Halloween conversation. I joined the Circling Back Boys to do Halloween, and we talked about the Joe Exotic costume. So I just wanted to give just a quick, brief story about my Joe Exotic costume. Are you aware? Have I ever talked about how I have a Halloween box?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Every time I dress up, I get all these accessories, I get various clothes. They all go into my Halloween box when it's said and done. Sometimes, stuff gets thrown out if it's broken or whatever. But it is an ongoing collection of my Halloween costume pieces and accessories, essentially. So we did not have plans for Halloween. Last second. I mean, like with a few hours to spare, a little six-person get-together, bubbles up. And one of the people involved is our Wash Media friend, David Ruff. And I was like, so I knew he had the Big Lebowski costume that he did for Wash Media Halloween for spooky season. And Randy, do you remember that character? What's that character's name? Is it Sam? Or is that the actor, Sam Neill?
Is that the guy from Lebowski?
Yeah, he's the Western guy.
Yeah.
Okay. So he was like, I think Sam's going to make an appearance tonight. So that's all the motivation that I need to put on a costume.
You're in the box immediately.
Yes. One person's like, yeah, I think I'll dress up.
Yeah.
And the box is coming out of the shelf. And so I'm sitting there and I'm like, I think I can do a Joe Exotic. I think I got everything to do a Joe Exotic.
Was that real facial hair?
No.
It looks real from the the angle I got.
So the hair, both facial and the mullet, were the two hardest pieces. I foolishly had shaved like 2 days before. You always got to leave it right up to Halloween, so that if you need any facial hair or beard type stuff, you have the canvas to work with. But I had that like dumbass silky shirt from like a 70s disco Prince Michael Jackson type costume. From that's probably 10 years old at least. I had the gun from a True Detective costume.
Yeah.
I had all the jewelry from both a Hansel Zoolander costume and a Rock of Ages costume and a pirate costume. I think that was all the jewelry was 3 different costumes. And then, I had like those like wraparound Oakleys, had jeans, had boots. The facial hair I had to do on with makeup. I just like used like eyeliner basically to pencil in some facial hair. And then my real piece de resistance, I had no mullet, no wig, no time to go get something. So what I did have was a Viking helmet, a plastic Viking helmet that had the little pigtails, the braided pigtails attached to the sides of it.
Wow.
And so I cut those things off.
How long did you have to put this together?
An hour.
Whoa. This is a professional, folks.
And I cut those things off, like undid the braids, and then duct taped into my hat to create the mullet.
That's actually pretty good because you didn't have to wear the
wig. Yeah.
Wig.
Yeah, it all worked out.
Wow.
It came together nicely.
That is impressive.
It wasn't the perfect Joe Exotic costume, but I take a lot of pride in the fact that via my costume box, I was able to put together Joe Exotic under a moment's
What about
notice.
the tattoos? Who had those?
Those were in my costume box as well. Yeah, temporary tattoos.
Man, what was that from? The pirate?
I think those were. So I was. If you've ever seen the musical or the movie starring Tom Cruise, Rock of Ages, he plays this like aging, washed up rocker that's like an amalgam of like Vince Neil and Nikki Sixx and Tommy Lee and like all those, Axl Rose, and he's just like a big combination of like all those 80s kind of hair metal rockers. And that's probably one of my favorite costumes ever, even though it was like a classic, like, oh, what are you?
Yeah.
And you got to kind of explain it. But it was just a fun costume to wear and put together. So that's what I had the fake tattoos from. I'm pretty sure.
Perfect.
So it all worked out. It was another successful.
Dave looks pretty funny as well.
Yeah, Dave's costume was very legit too.
If you could source some old Dave in college at one of our KA things, he was Jerry Seinfeld.
Oh yeah,
It's on Facebook somewhere.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
is fucking hilarious.
I think probably Circling Back has posted that on the Grom.
And he went around the party the whole night doing like stupid ass jokes. He had a little microphone. It was great.
Yeah, the mustache on Dave, 100% real as well.
Yeah,
Just
he's been growing that
A
thing.
little gray dye in there. He's really crushing
doing
the stash game.
Mm.
Phil, this costume leads me into my second little just kind of like short topic here. I mentioned Full Circle Vintage
Yeah,
a couple weeks ago.
right.
How that was a vintage shop here in Austin, suggested by one of our listeners. Specifically, they have a stock of like vintage Carhartt. The guy is like securing and sourcing vintage Carhartt. So I've been going in there, popping in, trying to find like, a good pair of double knees. Inevitably, I don't find anything, but I walk out spending money anyways because there's other stuff.
Yeah.
So now I'm gonna back up here and I'm gonna fashion show for you because these were my Joe Exotic jeans.
Yeah.
These are a vintage bleach wash Levi's 501.
Huh.
Now the real question here is the T-shirt.
That's nice.
Is a vintage Jimmy Buffett that I had to have, but you got to tell me. This is the problem with vintage, is that you get in there and you're like, well, I have to have this shirt, even though it's really one size too big.
No.
Is this a little too oversized
No, it's
here?
not.
Hope you're watching on youtube.com/washmedia.
Turn around.
But how
Give us a spin.
how dope is this
It's dope.
T-shirt?
It's worn in, just how you like it. I think it's great.
Really, really sick graphic.
It's probably like an extra large too, isn't it?
It's an extra large.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like I wish it'd be perfect if it was a large.
Mm-hmm.
But the XL, I mean, it works in the right context.
What do you got there? Like $35 for the shirt or what?
This shirt I think was 50-ish.
Okay. That's dope though. I
But,
like it.
I
I gotta get in there. They had a great women's jacket that they posted, the Sherpa lined like varsity jacket.
Yeah.
I would have bought that.
They have like they've got their racks, right? And there are some band tees on the racks, but it's a lot of like Harley Davidson tees as well, and just kind of some mishmash, some sports and random stuff. And on the back wall, they hang up a lot of like the more classic band tees.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was actually they do have some higher priced ones on some of like the really like obscure, hard to find, sought after type stuff. Like they've got a couple. There's like a metal band from the 80s. Is it called like Danzig?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got a couple of those that are really sick, but more expensive. I didn't even ask the last time I was in there. There was an incredible Metallica one. I did not even ask.
Those are always expensive.
So I picked up the Jimmy Buffett one, expecting it to be potentially like $100 or more, because I thought that the graphic is just killer.
Cool.
And it was to find it in like the $50 range. I was
perfect,
pretty.
Dude.
That felt good to me.
If you can get multiple wears out of that, it's so worth the $50. Think about the other shirts that we look at.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
But this is another thing that kind of like bubbled up on the Discord. I was just thinking about this work pant, this double knee.
Yes.
Do you see this thing? Do you think that the double knee, the work pant, is it going to be like, I was kind of thinking about it as compared to two other kind of like pant trends. There was the track pant, side stripe, paneled, poly, that like was hot for about 4 seasons, like 4, fall, spring, fall, and then kind of faded away. And then there's another one was like the slim sweat pant, which like really had its day and then kind of made it into mainstream and was something that was everywhere relatively quickly. So basically, just trying to gauge. Do you think the double knee, the work pant, flash in the pan, 4 seasons, or you think it's gonna kind of like take hold and be around for a few years?
I think it'll stick around.
Yeah,
mainly because I really like it.
Yeah, I mean,
and I have to get off my ass and actually find a pair. The ones that I like are done though. The ones that you have from
the Abercrombie ones.
The ALD.
Oh, the ALD ones. Yeah. That was.
Maybe I can go into Abercrombie and find something.
I mean, the Abercrombie has been doing some interesting stuff,
Get
but
some fear.
they were. It's weird because they were like way early on this thing. When I got that pair from Abercrombie, that was 2 years ago, I think. And so it's like now they could
Is there
selling, moving units of those things, and they don't have them.
Is there that dumbass logo of theirs stitched in somewhere on those pants?
Nowhere on the exterior.
That's good. That's, to me, I think that they have some really cool stuff.
Yeah.
But then they put the logo on everything.
Yeah. Yeah, that's that can be an issue. Mm-hmm. But they've gotten better about that. They really have.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's probably somewhere in between. I don't know if it will ever become.
It's not going to be like a staple.
Right. And the slim sweatpants things, like can't talk. The slim sweats was really like rode the athleisure wave, and that's the whole movement there is what took that into ubiquity, essentially. And the double knee, it's like workwear is not necessarily like the North Star of men's style and fashion right now. And so therefore it's like, I don't think it'll be able to ride this entire wave into full on mainstream. Cause it's like you're not pairing these things with like other, I mean, you can, but like the vibe is not like you're pairing these things with, buffalo plaid.
Yeah.
And, and boots and lace up Red Wings, stuff like that. It's more like you're pulling this workwear piece into street style and kind of more streetwear type looks with hoodies and sneakers and other types of stuff like that.
Everything you have on your top half and then workwear underneath.
Kind of. Yeah. Yeah. So, and then of course the Bombas socks stay strapped. Man,
those are some great socks, dude.
Well, that's a perfect segue. Let's take a quick break and hear from Bombas. That's our sponsor today. And Bombas are awesome, of course. You hear us talk about them all the time. Maybe you haven't always thought of socks as the perfect gift or the perfect way to give back, but actually Bombas socks were made to give, literally. When you give a pair of super comfortable Bombas socks, you're not only giving someone a gift they'll love, you're also donating a specially designed pair to someone in need. Because for every pair of Bombas socks that you buy, they donate a pair to someone experiencing homelessness across the U.S. And socks are the #1 most requested clothing item in homeless shelters. So the generosity of giving Bombas will make a very meaningful impact this holiday season. Bombas are specially engineered to be the most comfortable pair of socks you and everyone on your gift list has ever worn. They spent years perfecting every single detail, like eliminating those annoying toe seams, making sure their socks never slip, and creating a special midfoot support system. Speaking of just like the fact that they don't slip and they don't have the toe seams, I would describe them as having your foot warmly embraced by a loved one. It's a nice hug for your foot. You slip on these Bombas socks, you got clouds on your feet all of a sudden.
The placement of the elastic is beautiful.
It's spot on. And I mean, as far as gift giving, I actually just went in on some Bombas for Laura. Her birthday is in a couple of weeks. And she's just getting a buttload of Bombas socks.
Great. She'll love it.
In addition to a few other things. Yeah. But I mean, they really are. It's you think of socks as like a bad gift. Not with Bombas. It's a top tier gift when it's coming from Bombas. They come in tons of different colors and styles, including athletic performance socks, limited edition holiday socks, dress socks, socks made from merino wool. There's tie-dye, there's marls, there's stuff for cycling, running, all around performance, casual wear, sports, just looking cool, like everything. The merino stuff, that's a natural wonder fiber. It's super warm and it's incredibly soft. It's naturally moisture wicking. The generosity of Bombas customers has allowed them to donate over 40 million pairs of socks and counting through their nationwide network of 3,000 plus giving partners. Bombas socks are 100% backed for life. If you or anyone you give them to aren't happy with them, just reach out to the customer happiness team. They'll issue an exchange or a refund. No questions asked.
Done.
From comfort to kindness and everything in between, Bombas aren't just givable. They were made to give. Go to bombas.com/cool today. Get 20% off your first order. That's BOMBAS.com/cool. Bombas.com/cool. Okay, Phil. Back to our rundown. I wanted to cover this a few weeks ago. It didn't quite make the cut on a couple of episodes. Then you were gone. Now we're a little late on the release of this, but I thought it was still interesting to talk about. Excuse me there. Especially because the brand here just bubbled up on the Discord again. And specifically, I'm talking about an eyewear, a sunglass brand, Jacques Marie Mage. We talked about their Last Frontier collection a month or two ago. This is arguably the hottest eyewear company out there right now. They make incredibly expensive luxury sunglasses, pretty much all of which are very, very limited in number. Like when they have a general release of a sunglass, it's typically, and this is specific to the frame color and the lens color, but they're only making like 500 pairs max of any given piece here. So that's part of the allure, the draw is that, it's not going to be a Ray-Ban Wayfarer that you see 1,000 other people with. And limited batch, our artisanal handiwork, all that type of stuff is partially what drives the price up as well. So their latest collaboration was with Nick Fouquet, another kind of like relative brand to some of the stuff we've been talking about since the hats that we got from Moffray, the wide brim, the felt, the distressing, all that type of stuff. Nick Fouquet is kind of like the go-to designer for the most fashiony LA version of those things.
Right.
So we have two very high-end accessory designers coming together here for the collection. I shared with you the page. I'm sure you saw the photographs, the lookbook. Very beautiful stuff. Did you happen to notice who the model was?
Our boy.
It is our boy. It's
Mark.
It's Mark Aru, Mark Weistrack
Of
from
course he's in this.
Of Midland. And to be honest, the vibe that they were going for here, this California, Southwestern, living on the highway, driving in an old sports car, drop top, cruising. They really couldn't have found a better model for this.
Absolutely not.
He was. This is the modeling campaign that he was born for.
100%. There he is.
There he is, just driving down the Pacific Coast Highway. Beautiful baby in the front seat.
That's not his wife, Barrett.
It is not. It is not.
What's going on?
Why didn't they get Ty? Why didn't they get Ty for this? She just didn't quite.
She's hot. She could have been in there.
Yeah. I guess they wanted the darker hair.
Yeah.
They had a Raveness in mind for this thing. I
don't know. Go back to her in the green colorway. What do you think about those?
So, this is the PCH frame that they did. I can't remember. Was there only one frame?
Yeah.
It's the PCH, and so it came in the green and the lava. The lava here, kind of like the pink blue gradient lens with the tortoiseshell frame. This sold out immediately at every stockist that got it. It sold out on Nick Fouquet's website immediately. It sold out on Jacques Marie Mage's website immediately. They actually just popped up on Matches Fashion, and like I was like, oh my god, here's a pair. And it's so impossibly difficult.
What are we looking at for retail here?
Like $700.
Okay.
And that's not an impulse purchase that I'm going to make. And they were gone within a few minutes. Yeah. And I get it. This pair is incredible. The green pair is not here's the thing. You're going to spend this much money on a pair of sunglasses. You want to be able to wear them all the time with anything.
Right.
And this green, this is just a truly extravagant, addition to your collection. They're just not as easy to wear. Now, they look great on her.
Yeah.
But
they're
they look
very
big.
green. Yeah, they are, but they're more shocking. Like what is that? Kelly green?
Yeah, kind of in between an emerald and a Kelly. So they do read a little bit feminine too, partially because they're modeled on her, but I was, the other thing about this pair, just to talk specifics here, you see this pair on her, and they do look very wide, which can work on a female face, I think. You kind of get that oversized frame look. You see them on Mark, and they look very, very properly sized.
Right. Well, he's probably got a wider face.
Because, exactly. This, I think one of the things going on here is that Mark is a very big dude, or tall at least, with a, like many of the beautiful people out there, they just have big heads. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like seriously, look like a lot of actors just have big heads.
Yeah.
I don't know why that is.
I have a big head.
Do you?
I should be an actor.
Maybe you need this pair. But that was another. If they hadn't looked so huge, that temptation would have been even higher. But this is a great looking pair of sunglasses.
Uh-huh.
I just thought it was interesting. There's a whole bunch more pictures if you go check out JMM's Instagram page. Mark himself posted a lot of them, but these got posted, and he wasn't tagged. And I was like, man, that looks like Mark. Like, is that him? And I went to his page. He hadn't posted anything about them yet.
Todd did though, right?
And then eventually they both started posting
I thought I saw her
the
post
lookbook photographs. But this guy, man, it's funny because he's been kind of like, I think we have a semi-mocking, respect, like it's half and half with his whole entire curated vibe.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah. But I lean more towards he looks great and everything.
Okay.
But it throws it off that he's a country singer.
So the joke for me, the half joke, is that this guy, Mark is over 40 years old. He's like 42, 43 years old, I think.
I don't know. I think so.
And he has had this long career of working. He's a working model through his like 20s and 30s, right? So he's obviously like beautiful, great looking guy. I don't understand how he ended up in the band Midland, but then he just like turns on this switch where he's like, oh, now I'm 70s country Western guy. And he obviously has the perfect look for it. So he, like you're saying, he looks amazing in this stuff. It's just, it's the whole cloth decision to like, be like, here is this avenue that I'm about to go down. And I'm never looking back. Right. So I respect the commitment. I respect how awesome he looks in all this stuff. But it's such a decision. Do you know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying though. What you're skirting around is that it's almost fake.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like does he?
I don't think this dude has lived this like outlaw country 70s Willie Nelson lifestyle and look for the majority of his adult life.
Right,
it feels like he got to a point, realized that there was this vibe that he liked or that was open, a lane that was open. And he was like, oh, shit, we could do this.
I don't think he came to that realization. I think somebody came to that realization for him.
Okay. Yeah. Like a manager was like, you can sing pretty well.
Right.
Let's make you a country star.
Let's do this, yeah.
Okay.
I guarantee. I mean, I don't know who the fuck am I, but I just think that he's been in LA for way too long and been an actor and a model.
Right?
Not to be a coincidence that he's now in this band that looks like it was plucked right out of an ad. And they're great. Don't want to take anything away.
Midland.
Yes.
Yeah. Totally. No,
great. They're making good music, so shit.
I'm just another guy that we've talked about recently when we're talking about these hats. It's like Gary Clark, right?
Yeah.
But from the get-go, that's just been Gary.
Uh-huh.
He's always had that like blues rock edge. He's always dressed like that, right? Mm-hmm. So it just feels very lived in and very authentic.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest difference is that Mark is a amazing model, and so it kind of looks like he's just modeling this look.
Yeah.
At times.
Also happens to be a very nice guy. He comes into Tom's for wine quite often.
Yeah, and I mean, look, this is probably just some envy talking as well.
Well, sure.
The guy
want those fucking sunglasses.
I want the sunglasses.
You want to be in the ad.
I want to be in the ad. I want to be that good looking.
I could be in Shotgun.
Hell yeah.
Just with a wig on.
Yeah, but he really was the perfect choice for this, and I hope that he got to keep a pair of these sunglasses as part of payment. And then this hat, man. This hat is pretty dope too, but I think the real star is this sterling silver and turquoise hat band.
Yeah, the hat
is on this thing.
The hat itself is secondary compared to the.
It's like a felt open road. It's like a Stetson open road, but in beaver.
But like
felt
Nick
or whatever.
Fouquet is known for like way more
like crazier stuff.
On.
Yeah. This was a more conservative hat for them. But damn, this hat! I was when I first saw this whole thing releasing, I was like hoping that maybe that hat band was like a few $100.
What are we looking at?
I think the hat band's like $1,000. It's something crazy.
Yeah, cool.
But just one lesson to kind of take from looking at all this stuff. This is findable elsewhere.
I was just about to say this is great inspiration.
Exactly. There are plenty of
Yes.
other silver hat bands out there.
Yes.
They didn't invent this.
No.
And turquoise is literally the hallmark of the Southwest. And so I'm just going to be on the lookout for like vintage silver hat bands with turquoise inlays.
Also,
Because they're sick, and
the
they
glasses themselves, aside
not-
from the quality, you can find those.
No, absolutely. It's a plastic aviator with a gradient lens.
Mhm.
They look great, but they didn't break any molds here, pun intended. So yes, yeah, like you said, great inspiration, and I would love to add a hat band like this to the look.
Yeah.
By the way, Braxton from Braxley Bands, who came on last week,
Yeah.
he brought in his hat from Off-Road too. He stole your idea of show and tell. Well, since we have video, he brought in a whole bag of tricks.
God
he just
damn it.
pulled it. He started pulling out
See,
stuff.
this is what happens when I'm away from the show.
Exactly. So, all right, what is next on my list? By the way, I didn't say this up top, but today's episode, just a whole grab bag, just a mixed bag, just a whole bunch of stuff.
That's how we like it.
Let's see. What should we jump to here?
Jump to those dumbass shoes.
Do you want to jump to the shoes?
Yeah.
Okay. This was I discovered these thanks to a Twitter mention from a listener. Let me start by saying this. As long as I have been, in this realm, doing a podcast, working in fashion and style, all that stuff, you have some likes and dislikes, you have some loves, you have some hates. There has really only been, I'll say two things. Really one thing, but two things also that have just been like, you're never talking me into this. This is the worst thing ever. Please never do this. I want no part of this. Get it out of my face. It's awful. This is the worst.
Number one would be?
The one that is kind of there, but like I don't put it all the way into the real one category. The one that's almost there is jeans and flip-flops.
Yeah. That's always been the case, though. I thought you were going high fashion. I had no idea you were going to bring it down.
No, the reason is because very generally jeans and flip-flops is horrendous and is worn by the least fashionable people on the planet, and is like baggy ass jeans, grody flip-flops. It's not good. Mm-hmm. The reason it's not fully on this list is because there are moments, beach moments, California moments, surfy moments, where like frayed pairs of denim that fit right, maybe with a cuff, and you got some type of sandal on it, or a nice flip-flop that's clean. Your toenails are in shape, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like so it's not 100% written off for me. It's just like 98% written off for me. And in general cases,
yes,
is one of the banes of my fashion existence.
Okay.
The thing that's top, never, ever, ever, is the Vibram 5-toe shoe. These, I started seeing these, I don't know when, 6-7 years ago, as an athletic shoe, as a performance shoe, with people all crazed for the barefoot running movement. Remember when Nike Free started coming out? Everybody wanted a very minimal running shoe, very light, and the whole thing was like, your human body was built to run
like the cavemen,
barefoot, like the cavemen. It's like all that cushion. It's like all that cushion, all that technology is not. That's not how you're supposed to run. You're supposed to run barefoot.
Yeah.
And so you started seeing people like running Town Lake and the trail and these abominations. And they are
CrossFit really is the one that put these on the map.
Just the worst.
They are the worst.
There is no excuse for this.
They're not the worst. What he did with them is the worst.
You could tell me that I would be running 7-minute miles for as long as I wanted in these things, and you're not getting these on my feet.
No. Pull up the Balenciaga.
The sponsorship would have to be in the millions of dollars for me to wear these things.
And then I'm wearing them.
Yeah. But we
would be sponsored by Vibram.
I will wear these things for $1 million.
Just have our feet on the table during the entire podcast.
Okay, so resident high fashion troll, Demna Visalia, creative director at Balenciaga now, has of course taken this and trolled fashion yet again with a high fashion sneaker that he's peddling for $1,300.
I hate him.
And is a Vibram 5-toe running sneaker with what can only be described as the thing from the jumping shoe infomercials added to the heel.
Kramer
and George, yeah, wearing these things in the gym, trying to up their vert.
Kramer and Jimmy. I think Jimmy had them on at the gym.
Oh yeah. Jimmy hates these.
Yeah. Philip hates these.
This is the low top.
You imagine seeing somebody in these?
And unfortunately, there is a high top as well.
Wait, go to the fit pic. Let's see how they're doing that.
Hold on, let me pull up the high top.
All right,
just so you can get full scale
worst.
disgust.
That's the fucking worst.
Why?
Because he's just a troll, dude.
And honestly, how does this get financial approval? I know you have to let these people work, but like, are the accountants not like, absolutely not? Nobody is buying this.
Oh man, they let him make all that other shit.
This is the worst. I would rather have the shirt that has a shirt sewn on the front of it.
No, what really killed me is the Vetmont. The Vetmont with the shoulders are like
the David Byrne style,
but they're even bigger.
Here you go.
Nice. Look at that guy.
From boardroom to the bar, Phil. That's these are just
straight to hell. That's just so stupid.
Thanks, I hate it. Is what I'd like to say about these. And bullshit. We're pulling up. We're here on
sold out. Yeah,
sold out in all the sizes. These are the season's must-have. No, I'm telling you, they probably didn't stock these sizes. They probably got the 39 and the 43, and we're like, we want them on the website to show that we're with it, but we want just like 2 pairs. give us an 8 and a 10.
People are walking around in these in Europe. I guarantee you.
This is so far this is so far beyond like Crocs becoming fashionable, or anything like anything in that realm. This was truly the worst shoe on the planet. And so
then he made it worse.
And now it's got the heel spring on it and a 4-figure price tag. So as if 2020 wasn't enough, Phil.
What else?
Right? I needed a moment to ridicule these here.
Well, he needs to be ridiculed at every turn. I think he's a total troll.
I'm ready for his. It was interesting with Vetmont. It was new. It was novel. It was funny. He started the $900 hoodie trend. Mm-hmm. Probably his lasting legacy. But the rest, at this point, it's he's get out of here.
Yeah,
I'm tired of it. It's enough. It's enough with these Vibram 5-fingers. Okay, let's talk a couple men's trends here. Ready for this?
Yeah,
men's
trends.
Again, now we're admitted on this first trend. No, this is just the one trend that I'm talking about. A little late on this one.
No, you got 2 here.
No.
The nails.
Well, we already talked about nails.
Yeah.
It's just a question.
Okay.
All right. So we're talking about the pearl jewelry on guys here.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. This is not hot off the press. This has been going on for probably a year now with guys like Harry Styles and A$AP Rocky. I think the main difference is that I've seen it pop up on e-com stores now. Like I've got a few in a wish list on Essence, that type of thing. But Harry Styles is like the perfect guy for this, just like he is for the nails, for the painted nails, because his whole thing is like blending the male with the female and like what is gender, doing the androgyny thing, kind of just who am I? I guess I have a lot to ponder. And he really makes it work. The top half of this fit that we have pulled up here I really like. That's
Yeah, the top half,
Bodie
but-
jacket with the graphic tee. The super high waisted pants
That's no good.
is no good.
Only he. I mean, even that picture of him looks kind of ridiculous because they caught him in a bad position, or maybe that's how he's.
He's kind of got some weird hunch going.
Is he
on.
holding a vape pen too? Can we get in on that?
Oh, is that? Oh no, yeah, that might
I
be
think
a vape.
he might be
That might be a vape. Okay, well, -2 for that as well.
Dude, I love the jacket.
I mean, yeah,
But
I'm
man,
not here to
those
talk about
high-waist
the Bodie
pants
jacket,
are no good.
but the jacket is sick. Yes, and then ASAP with this Loewe bandana shirt. Yeah. Okay. So my question here: if you had to choose a trend to ride, one of these trends, are you going painted nails or the pearl jewelry?
I wouldn't do either. But
You have to choose.
okay, then I would go with the necklace.
Okay.
And I would wear puka shells. That's all this is. This is an elevated puka
It's
shell.
elevated puka shells. It is. Yeah. Yeah. One of the ones that I pulled up today when I was looking around, seeing if where these were like, just available, like had a very puka shell look.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's the price tag on some of these pearl necklaces you've seen?
God, I just can't. I've been trying not to say it. There it was. We've broken the barrier. I hate saying it. Let's see. Pull up my wish list here. Like anywhere between $300 and $600.
Okay.
They're farming pearls now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not like they're.
Yeah.
It's not like they're they're not all from divers that are
Yeah.
hunting oysters on the ocean floor and finding pearls, right? Here's 220. Kind of like this one.
Mm-hmm.
Two-tone. Yeah, I don't know. I think I think as far as something like this, very very actually relatively easy to wear.
Go down to that second pose.
Here,
Look at that.
what you think about that?
He's just. I like that.
Oh yeah,
He's-
the Essence models always have
Ugh.
interesting stature. Okay, so you're going necklace over nails.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
The nail thing's gonna be gone very quickly.
You think so?
Yeah.
Don't you feel like, I mean, you just had like Machine Gun Kelly do an entire emo album. He's a hip hop guy, and he did like an emo rock album.
Who cares?
But don't you think that that's like kind of like, you think nails will be gone quicker than men's pearls?
No, I think the men's pearls will go quicker.
I don't know. Both of these things fall very much into. Would you say both of these things fall into celeb only category?
For sure.
Okay. And so
I don't know. The nails thing, people have been doing toenails for a long time, right, guys?
toenails?
Yeah.
I feel like their hand nails are more prevalent than
I mean,
toenails.
I remember getting pedicures.
Yeah, but you're not
And
painting
people
your
getting-
toenails cherry red when you get a pedicure.
Why not? Maybe I am.
Yeah. No, you're right. But both of these things very much like when we one of the words you could use is a fad, even more so than a trend. Very like, it's accessorizing. It's an accoutrement. It's very much like it's not the silhouette of a pant. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's an accessory that is like, hey, what if we did this? So it's very. Both of these are like you're saying are of the shorter trend variety.
Unlike those Vibram 5 toes.
Oh God,
Those have staying power.
do they? They can stay in the garbage can. Phil,
Yeah.
let's final thing here before where we wrap it up. Two more things actually. It's November. And that means two more things. It's my birthday. It falls on
Mhm.
Thanksgiving this year,
Huge.
so that's exciting for me. And also sale season. It's the big one, baby.
It's the big one.
It's the Super Bowl of sales. It's Black Friday. It's time to start talking about it.
All right.
Is there any big game on your hunting
I'm
list
gonna
this year?
finally see if I can snare those geese. Although now I'm kind of cooled off on them. The pony hair, the black. I need black high tops to begin with.
Yeah.
And if I can snag those for a decent discount, then I'm doing it.
So, Essence was always the place for the
Yes.
Golden Goose sales.
Mm-hmm.
In this past season, they only offered the Golden Goose sale to like VIP clientele,
Mm-hmm.
which was very annoying. It was the first time they've ever done like only select like a different sale that was only available to select people. I guess Golden Goose is probably stingier with their own like brand rules, probably, since they seem to be so successful at full tilt retail price. But if those are still around in various sizes, maybe and are a season or two old now, maybe they finally make it to the regular sale or something.
Remember, I copped them from Barney's, and then they did the old
That's right.
switcheroo on me.
Well, you never
by
got
going
it, right?
out of business.
You didn't get the wrong item. They just didn't exist.
And
anymore.
he was like on the phone. I got him on the phone. They're like, "Oh yeah, we're shipping those. They're getting ready to ship now."
And then 2 weeks later, there was that picture with
all
like
the shit on the
all
sidewalk.
the shit on the sidewalk, just like all the.
And you were in
inventory
New
from the
York.
stockroom. Yeah.
I said, "Go by there, man. They might have my shoes in that pile."
Just hanging out on the street. Yeah. So really, John Elliott is one that always has like big Black Friday sales.
I'd love to pick up some denim from him.
And there is he's got the couple other pairs, a couple other cuts now. There's the Cast 2, which like is his classic kind of skinny jean, and then there's the Days and the Cane. And there's like a light wash selvage pair of the Days fit, which is like a little bit straighter of a leg that has never gone on sale that I really, really like.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's one of the big ticket items on my list. And then I'm looking for, I will also be on the hunt for the engineered garment FA pants, which are the cargos that have like 18 pockets on them.
Oh.
Yeah. Those are kind of the two things at the top of my list. The other thing, not Black Friday related, but that I'm very, very close to doing. Told you about how like, I finally went into Daughters, by the way.
Yeah.
Unbelievable selection of capital.
Isn't it great?
Right? Like very, very cool.
Uh-huh.
Very, very awesome stuff in there. Nice little shop. Well-selected items. And I love the Capital stuff. But as we've talked about, it's so aggravating to get on Capital's Japanese web shop.
Yeah.
And calculate over what the prices would be in US dollars that they're going for in Japan. So I've now familiarized myself with a proxy site called Zen Market that proxies stuff from Japanese web stores for you and then ships it over.
Well, what's the juice on it? What do you have to pay them to do it?
So the juice is that you to do this, you have to put money into your Zen Market account. So you like go through, you say, copy a link, you say, this is the item I want. They make sure it's in stock. They get back to you. They say, here's how much you need in your account for this. And then you can send that, you can add it to your account through PayPal or a wire transfer or a credit card or whatever. Now, what I noticed here is that the exchange rate is a little bit higher than the going exchange rate. So I think it was probably 6% higher than like if
and
you
that's
like
their take.
if you Google what it is, and I think that's where their take comes from.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Because their little fee is like 300 yen, Japanese yen per item, which is about $3. So
yeah, that's not right.
that's not really it.
No.
And then their shipping costs seem very reasonable as well. So I don't think that they're jacking up shipping price either.
Okay.
So I think that I think that they're getting you by inflating the exchange rate a little bit. Still much, much, much better prices.
Yeah.
It's just it's very I know that this is a hurdle to jump through. I know that this is like extra work that I'm having to do.
Yeah.
But the difference is so severe. I don't understand how these places like Stag and Canoe Club and Mr. Porter like getting away with selling Capital at such. And I know it's like import fees and all that type of stuff, but it's just, I don't know. It's such a stark difference. Mm-hmm. I'm surprised that hasn't leveled off a little bit more.
But this hunt, this is your thing, man.
You're right.
It. So if this were to go away, it'd be less exhilarating.
That is,
and now we take away from it.
Yeah.
Because eventually it will go away, and you'll have full access. There's going to be something that comes up.
It seems too popular to not kind of break through further and kind of tamp down that price a little bit.
Yeah, it doesn't have to go all the way down to the Japanese pricing. But at least come down.
At least, yes. Yeah, and if it was 10% higher, even like 15, I'm thinking about the prices of some of this stuff. Like if Capital's selling a sweatshirt for $200 and so it's, $230
Yeah.
on the US, like that's fine,
Mhm.
totally. But some of the markup is way higher than that. It's more like
What
50%. So
I'm terrified of is the sizing. Like, don't they do different sizing for
they
different garments?
do, and the sizing is really weird because it's all, this kind of crazy like Japanese Americana like anti-fit on most of the stuff.
Right.
The good news is that there are measurements all on Capital's web shop as well. So you can go pull up the item there and at least get the garment's measurements to kind of compare to something that you might have. So if I follow through on that, I'll let you know how that goes. And
could this be the year that I pull trig on the John Elliott rider jacket?
it could be. It could be.
The trend has passed.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got to think that they've got excess inventory.
Probably, but that also might mean that you're better off trying to find it resale. Because especially because if you're going through their sale,
yes,
it's not returnable anyway, really.
Right.
So that item is actually probably one that you might try to hunt down on the resale sites. Speaking of Grailed, that's a segment not for today, but coming up. It's been requested that I do a little tutorial on sales practices for Grailed, like how I basically like tips and tricks of the trade, basically. And I have several, so I'm going to save that for the back end of a podcast because it's probably not for everybody. Could be kind of boring.
Yeah,
don't want to teach a class here for the majority of the podcast, but that is definitely coming up. So stay tuned. Before we get out of here, my final thing. I just wanted to do a brand alert. I just mentioned Canoe Club. It's where I discovered this brand. It's more Japanese Americana type stuff. It's called Noma TD, and I'll pull up matches because they have more selection. But I just really like the vibe. I was not familiar with this brand, and it's kind of like, you get a little bit of like the Needles vibe, a little bit of the Nepenthe stuff, but then some of the prints are kind of Bodhi-ish. And
especially that shirt at the top.
That shirt at the top, and they've got some like this with the embroidery and the camp collar feels
$260 too.
Yeah. And even like this like super relaxed suit is like, I mean, it's not for me because I have nowhere to wear that, but very cool, great tie dye, and then this is like the piece that like really has my eye, which is available on Canoe Club. But this just kind of like this twisted sweatshirt with the seam all kind of like asymmetric and a really nice subtle tie-dye. Just kind of,
that's cool.
Just want to do a brand shout for them. Before we wrap up here, patreon.com/clubcool. Got an editorial coming out, got a Discord refresh link. All you have to do is follow us on Patreon to get that to get into the Discord. The Discord has not slowed down. If anything, it's just picking up steam. People are talking about anything and everything, and it's a lot of fun. A lot of people contributing. Very, very just nice little community building exercise that we have going there, and you should jump in there if you have not already. Now, for the paying patrons, we did hit 200 over the last month. So I'm going to open up the hotline. Which I'll announce via our various channels.
I can't wait for that.
But we have now dipped back under 200.
So
to get another one, we got to go back above it. Patreon.com/clubcool. It's $2 a month. Get us back over 200, and we will and we will continue the hotline. I'm going to open it up. We're going to do the episode. I'm going to shut it back down. And then I'm going to shut it down until we're back over 200. You can follow us. Reshun. You can follow us at Club Cool Pod on Instagram. I am at Barrett Dudley, Instagram and Twitter. Phil is at Peebatag on the Grom. And I think that's about it. You got anything else for us before we get on out of here?
PeepPhilipBattaglia.realtor.
Oh, okay. You want it not Peebatag?
No, check them both out.
Okay, all right.
But I'm almost done with the website. And we're going to have some, so far there's some great properties that we've had an opportunity to look at, and more on the way, especially next week. It's just remarkable that the houses that are in this city. Yeah. That I can't afford. But I'm happy to go sell them.
Yeah. Well, they say the more houses you sell, the closer you will be to buying one of those houses.
Is that what I'm gonna have to sell a lot, Barrett.
So, give your website out. Give your website out one more time.
It's not ready.
Okay, but the gram is what now?
PhilipBattaglia.realtor.
.realtor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So with a capital R realtor.
It's supposed to be technically all caps.
Okay.
But I'm a bad boy.
Okay.
And I mean, I do
breaking
it
all the rules
on my email. It doesn't matter.
Okay. All right. Well, I am off. We'll be back next week. I'm gonna swing by Nordstrom and just see if they have these in stock, and if so, I'm gonna attempt to set fire to all of the inventory. And
do them a favor.
we'll be back. We'll see you next week. Bye bye.
Later.